What's up, everybody? It's your man Theo E.J. Wilson, and I'm telling you, one of the most important lessons I ever learned in life is to be unpopular with the people who like me at least sometime. The reason why you got to do that, at least I'm going to speak for myself, the reason why I have to do that is because popularity is intoxicating. It is a drug. And somebody like me is especially vulnerable to it because I spent a lot of my early life, my formative years, and childhood years, unpopular, right? So when I first started getting like thousands and thousands of followers, I'm telling you that shit went right to my head because the unnurtured, unloved little boy in me, the little middle schooler who didn't get no girls, now all of a sudden all these girls is all on me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, it feels good to be somebody who was popular and uplifted like that. But man, I promise you, that is the gateway to destruction if you are not careful. Look at what happened at the Capitol, right? The will of the mob is something that is violent and can take you down. Understand, one of the most precarious places to be is at the front of the mob. Because if you stoke the mob into a certain way, it doesn't matter if it's a physical mob or an online mob, what happens is you become subject to the will of their expectations. And if you do not have the skill to disappoint them at some point in time, they become your master and you become their slave, right? I done pissed off everybody who followed me at some point in time, right? There are folks who follow me because of my Black Lives content, right? So then when I say I actually believe in the humanity of all human beings and I will not dehumanize white people just to be pro-black, then the extremists of that point of view will be like, you a motherfucking coon, you a sellout, you a boot-licking old buck dancing Uncle Tom looking for meritorious manumissions. And I'm like, I'm glad I disappointed your extreme ass, right? You gotta always be balanced. There are people who are like Jewish, you know what I'm saying? And they're proud to be Jewish, but if you say anything about Israel, right? I'm not quite sure this reflects the best that the Jewish people can do, right? Well, then somebody in their crowd would be like, you're an anti-Semite, you might as well be a Holocaust denier. And that can cow people into not speaking their mind. That can stop people from actually being authentic about who they are, right? You name it. I don't care what your group is. I don't care what oppression you've been through. There is a point in time where you're going to be wrong. And if you have not cultivated the ability to stand against that group and to question your own bias, then I promise you, you will be swept under and the truth will become the casualty in that, right? My father once said, a pigeon flies in flocks. The eagle flies alone. Ultimately, in this destiny, you will ultimately make your own fate, right? As a leader, you have to be somebody who can be your own person. People ask me, how come you haven't run for office yet? The reason why I haven't run for office is because you lose power in politics to a certain extent because of the fact that you're subject to the will of the group, no matter what that group is. There's people in politics who cannot speak their true mind because they just can't position themselves in a certain way or else they'll lose. So when I lose followers, that's just followers I lose. If they lose followers, that's quantifiable votes, which threatens not only their political career, but their party. You see what I'm saying? But the truth is the truth. And one of the things that happens is that the will of the group is so deceptive because it can make you lie to yourself about what the facts are. Now, today is my grandfather's birthday, right? And one of the things that he taught me was, son, you can lie to the world, you can lie to your spouse, you can lie to your friends, you can lie to God. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. The power of the group is it can encourage your own self-deception. And when you understand that shit, when you realize that you're not necessarily incorruptible because you are a human being and the will of the group does have sway, then you have a square inch of freedom and a square inch of power. And when you can have the stomach to be unpopular, at least sometimes, you're free. My name is Theo E.J. Wilson. Go ahead and like, follow, and share this message out. Peace.